Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that shit. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity. None of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Man,
basically, nobody Prince family in Houston. Nobody, including the cops. Cops know what it is.
Prince is supposed to be this gangster, you know, this mob figure, and everyone has to, you know, in Houston that comes through has to come and check in. But you know, it's very rare that you would see a mobster or even let's say El Chapo or anybody doing interviews.
Chilly. The streets are shaking right now because the feds just dropped a bombshell that's got Houston buzzing. Word is they've been secretly building a federal case against J. Prince for years, moving in silence, stacking receipts, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. If you've been following J. Prince's climb in the hip-hop world, you already know the whispers have been loud. Artists been side-eyeing him and his son for a minute, calling out some very questionable moves behind the scenes. And let's not pretend the rumors don't run deep. Folks have been accusing Prince JRB of being tied to not one, but two tragedies: the Takeoff situation and the shocking murder of Duke the Jeweler. People keep talking about those late-night dice games in Houston, where somehow the results always seem convenient for certain people. Then there's J. Prince C. Oster, the Og himself. For years, he's been called the quiet boss of the rap game, a man who moves like a cartel but somehow stays untouchable. No charges, no indictments, just whispers in the wind. But baby, it looks like that might be changing, because the intel coming out now says this RICO case, it's about to get real messy. And when the feds move like this, they usually don't miss.
That check-in where he concerned, Takeoff concerned, is a lie. None of it ever.
All right, let's really peel this back, because the way the pieces are falling into place, it's giving full-blown RICO vibes. The feds aren't just tossing J. Prince's name around for fun. They've allegedly linked him and his circle to multiple violent crimes, and the list of people connected to this mess keeps getting longer. For years, the government has quietly labeled him as the head of a so-called silent rap cartel, a boss who pulls strings from behind the scenes, while the streets do the dirty work. Now here's where it gets wild. This ain't even new. According to files from the late 90s and early 2000s, J. Prince was already painted as a shot caller running a whole operation under the Rap-A-Lot Records banner. And if you know RICO, you know it's built exactly for this, to take down the people at the top, even if they never touch the dirt themselves. Back then, the case fell apart because, allegedly, the agents involved were dirty. But in 2025, oh, they're running it back with a fresh playbook. New bodies, new witnesses, new internet receipts. And now, industry folks who used to stay quiet, they're speaking up loud. And let's not forget, J. Prince's name has always been tied to street politics and quiet extortion whispers. But lately, the smoke's been thicker. Take July 2020, for example. NBA YoungBoy was beefing in Houston. His stuff got stolen, and instead of handling it in the shadows, J. Prince went public saying he had the man's belongings and could return them. A lot of people didn't see that as kindness. They saw it as a power flex, a clear message about who really runs the city. And trust, the feds clock moments like that.
While we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right, because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren, you know, all that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good, waiting on you.
But B wasn't about to let that slide. You could see it all over his face. The man was heated. Instead of staying quiet, he hopped on Instagram Live and let the whole world know exactly where he stood. With that raw, unfiltered energy, he looked straight into the camera and called out J Prince by name, making it crystal clear that he don't play with that kind of mess, and he sure wasn't about to be caught up in it. The streets were listening, the blogs were watching, and in that moment, B made sure his voice was the loudest in the room. But because B could not stand it, he went live on Instagram and told J Prince that he does not deal with such things.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that shit, hey, I don't respect none of this shit, man. If you got something for me, plenty around me, you could call. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no fucking publicity, none of that shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway.
After that, things got even darker. Takeoff, the quiet, laid-back member of Migos who was said to be under the protection of J Prince's own son, Jazz Prince, was gunned down in Houston on November 1st, 2022. The streets were already buzzing, but then folks started connecting dots. Some even pulled up Kendrick Lamar's track Euphoria, where he threw a jab about a father being a killer, wanting to be a junior, and letting weakness creep in. Many swore those bars were aimed straight at J Prince and his son, hinting at an ugly truth nobody wanted to say out loud. But Takeoff's murder wasn't the first to raise eyebrows after one of J Prince's infamous dice games. Just a few months earlier, Duke the jeweler from Chicago came up big, walking away with a cool $100,000. That win should have been a celebration. Instead, it turned into a nightmare. Before Duke could even reach his car, he was robbed, jumped, and shot dead. It was the kind of back-to-back tragedy that made people start whispering about patterns, not coincidences. And here's where it gets sticky: prosecutors love patterns. If they can tie these killings to power plays, silencing rivals, or flexing muscle in the streets, it starts looking like organized business. In fact, leaked D files even called rap a quiet cartel, and they had J Prince on their radar. For years, wiretaps, informants, undercover stings, the whole playbook. By 2024, rumors even claimed the feds had searched his properties. Though the case seemed to stall and his empire stayed standing, J Prince, of course, brushed it all off, saying, "The people who start these stories make lies for a living. I ain't got time to keep up with their BS." But for federal prosecutors, if they can weave those murders into a bigger story about territorial control and street enforcement, that's exactly the kind of predicate acts they need to build a full-blown RICO case. And once RICO's in play, history says the game changes fast.
Associating me with that Duke the jeweler situation because I went to Boosie pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got killed. He got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice.
On top of all that, social media only poured gasoline on the fire. Leaked clips started making the rounds, pulling in big names like 50 Cent and Charleston Whiteboy, both of them tossing around bold claims that painted J Prince and his son as masterminds who've been running long-term plays in the shadows. The way the footage was chopped, the tone, the sly nods, it all fed into the narrative that this wasn't just street talk, but a scheme that had been cooking for years. And honestly, to some folks, it reeked of a setup. As one voice put it, plain and cold, it's a sucker move to me.
It's a sucker to me. A sucker pick who he be fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you, I'm not going because this. I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the nigga you think you can beat.
And I called J Prince in him out. I'm saying, you.
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street being selective. They got selections of who they think they're gonna get tough with. So I feel there's a must for me to say something, because you can't be selective with us, because we're not the weakest on the chart to deal that with.
Wonder they mob tied. No wonder everybody got to check in, y'all. Now I'm checking in with the police department. Police department told me, hey man, you got a problem with Mr. James Prince. Austin, we hear you got a problem with James Prince. Man, we scared of him. I swear to God, y'all, I just got the call from the Houston's mayor's office and the gang unit police department in Houston, Texas. They are scared of fire to rap a lot. And this is what I'm telling the Houston police department. Y'all can suck my too.
And just when you think the tea can't get any hotter, DJ Scholar stepped in and cranked the temperature all the way up. He straight up claimed that Jay Prince has Houston cops on his payroll, not just knowing them, not just being cool with them, but allegedly using them to keep his business tight and his enemies in check. That's the kind of accusation that makes the streets sit up and the feds start paying closer attention, because if there's even a shred of truth to it, it means Jay Prince's reach isn't just in the music game or the streets. It's deep inside the system itself.
Basically, nobody Prince family in Houston. Nobody, including the cops. Cops know what it is.
Mob TIs ain't just some catchy slogan on a hoodie or the name of a record label in certain circles. It's treated like a whole movement with its own codes, ranks, and power structure. Behind the music and flashy branding, whispers say, it's run like a full-blown corporation, only the business isn't always clean. And if prosecutors can connect the dots showing that these operations are just slick fronts for dirty money moves like laundering, extortion, or intimidation, that's all they need to kick a RICO case wide open, then there's the way. Jay Prince, both C. Oster, and JRB handle themselves in public after the blood hits the pavement. The statements, the tone, the mixed messages, 1 minute it's condolences, the next it's shade, and all while sidestepping full cooperation with authorities. To the streets, that's controlling the narrative. To the feds, it's classic behavior from someone trying to limit exposure and shield a bigger, messier operation. And here's the kicker: prosecutors love that kind of pattern. They call it consciousness of guilt, and when they see it, they treat it like breadcrumbs, leading straight to the top.
That came here. I wish he wouldn't have never came with Quavo. I wish he wouldn't have never brought this nigga into Houston, because he can't think. You know what I mean? This whole root of everything happening is from his action. And to be frank, honest about the situation, I wish that really would hit him instead of Takeoff, because he was the one that deserved it.
Here's the thing about RICO: the boss never has to get his hands dirty. The law is designed so that if prosecutors can prove you knew what was going down, benefited from it, or allowed it to happen as part of your business, you can be held just as accountable as the one pulling the trigger. So even if Jay Prince never personally threatened a soul or fired a shot, the feds could argue that he created the environment where those crimes could thrive and profited off the fallout. And don't forget, money tells its own story. Mob TIs and the web of businesses tied to the Prince name reportedly move millions. If investigators can track any of that cash back to shady sources, bribes, protection fees, robbery payouts, then you're looking at straight up money laundering, which is RICO's bread and butter. Those leaked files, they've been calling rap a silent cartel for years, pointing at Houston as a hub and labeling Jay Prince as one of the architects of that dominance. The word cartel is heavy. It means more than success, it means control. It's about locking down a market or territory, which in this case is Houston's rap game. And here's the tightrope for Jay Prince: trying to keep his brand of black ownership and independence separate from the dice games, the street, enforcement, and the violent headlines that keep circling around him and his son. But in the court of law and the court of public opinion, that brand can just as easily be painted as the face of an enterprise. Now, with these alleged files floating around, the feds have fresh ammo. They can dust off that silent cartel theory, throw in the recent deaths, sprinkle in public accusations, and build a case that could flip the Houston rap scene on its head. The question is, will this actually turn into a full-blown indictment? Or is this just another false alarm in the long list of rumors surrounding Jay Prince? Either way, the streets are watching, the feds are listening, and the next move could change everything.